Good morning, friends. Today we are going to start the chapter on constructions. So, construction is drawing any image with a precise measurement. So, for construction, we will need precise instruments. So, I hope you do have your geometry box with you. So, the geometry box will have instruments like a scale. You can see the scale here. We have got the tools of construction. The scale, we have got a divider and a compass. Yes. Then we also have a set square whose one angle is 90 degree, one angle is 60 degree, one angle is 30 degree. This is supposed to make your work easier. We also have another set square with a 90 degree 45 45. So some tools are given to you in your geometry box. A set square with 90, 60 and 30. And you will know that this set square will follow the Pythagoras theorem. So does this. We have got 90, 45 and 45. So in the trigonometric table which you did, you will find the ratio. If you want to go by it, you can check it out. This is 90, this is 60 and this is 30. So if you measure this side accurately, we have got a length of around 25, it is not exactly 25, it's 25 point something. This is 36, 37, 38, 39 and this is also having 45, 50, around 52. If you take the ratio and match it with your trigonometric table, it will turn out to be the same. So we have got a set square with a 90, 60 and a 45, a set square with 90, 45, 45. We have got a rounder, a compass to draw circles, arcs and everything, and we have the protector also. So this will give you 45 degree, 90, 30 and 60. But if you want any other degree other than that, then we can make use of the protector. So these are the tools we are going to use. So I hope your geometry box has all these tools. Now we come to the point, why do we need constructions? So civil engineering, interior designing, tool making, engineering, all of this needs construction with very precise measurement. All the stability depends upon the precise measurement. Let me give you an example. Say a car tire. A specific car has got a specific car tire make, then the construction of the tire will depend on the accurate measurement. When you change the tire cannot be bigger or smaller in size. And if you get time, go on the internet and see the ancient buildings, the pyramids, the temples of India, the Machu Picchu, the Peru, all of them have made buildings in the Indus Valley civilization. Yes, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, everything at right angles. I talked to you about this in the chapter on Euclid's geometry. So we are going to begin with constructions today and we are going to do a little bit of revision. Though we have a protector, we are first going to find out how to make angles of certain fixed measures. Okay? But before we go there, we will learn how to bisect a line segment and how to bisect an angle. Okay, so on the board I have drawn a line segment AB and an angle PQR. Now what I want to do, I want to go for perfection. So first I will check the length of the line segment. So according to Scalify, you can see I begin with 0 here. This begins with 0 and you can see it is 16.2. The length of this line segment is 16.2. Okay? And the measure of this angle. See how do we measure the angle? I put this exactly in the center. And this line should come on the 0 degree. So exactly on the center, you can see I put this exactly in the center with the line at 0 degree. So the angle I get is 45. The angle is 40, 41, 42, 43, almost 43.5. So the angle is 43. Can you see this? When I place it, this is 0. this is 40, you have to see the inner one, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and here you can see 41, 42, 43. So this angle is 43. So by the construction, what I have done here, I have drawn a line segment of 16.2 centimeter. You can see it's not actually centimeter but to scale 16.2, and this angle is 43 degree. Okay. Now what are we going to do? We are going to perpendicular bisect the line segment and draw the angular bisector of this angle. So we'll just see how we do that. Now see the steps of construction. What I want to do, this is the line segment 6.2 centimeter. I want to divide it exactly into two parts with a line which perpendicular bisect. What is the meaning of perpendicular bisect? Means I want to draw a line which cuts this into two equal parts at exactly 90 degree. So what is the technique to be done? You have to open this compass at any radius. Okay. Now how do you measure the radius? You should know on the scale to measure the radius. You have to understand how to measure the radius, but just now we don't need to measure the radius. What we need to do is, any radius you take, then you put your divider. Okay, now see, to do the perpendicular bisector, we should have the radius a little more than half of it, little more than half. So I put exactly my divider at A, I draw an arc on the top and the same radius arc at the bottom. Okay. After I have done this, from B, exactly at the point which it should be exactly in the center, I will have to draw an arc top and bottom. Okay. Now what you can see, it is not cutting, so I will have to redraw this again at A. So when I redraw at A, the arcs cuts here and the arcs cuts here. So when I redraw at A. So if you have done this correctly, now let us check the length. So when I did this, I got 2 points. Which 2 points? A point at the top here and a point below here. These 2 points, I will draw a line passing through these 2 points. So this line is perpendicular at 90 degree, and let us see whether it bisects or not. So now we check. The point has been rubbed, but it is okay. It goes somewhere over here. So now we'll check it out. Okay, the point is not exactly, but it is around 8.1. Where it should be, it is around 8.1 centimeter, which is half of it. So what I did, this is called what? This step is called drawing the perpendicular bisector of a line segment. So remember these steps. Any line segment you have, if you want to draw perpendicular bisector, what you have to do? So let us do it one more time. So you will be used to it. Okay, let us do it one more time. So again, I have drawn a line segment XY of 18 inches. So what is the purpose here? I want to exactly cut down the line segment in two equal parts at 90 degree. So what I am supposed to do? Exactly in the center I place this compass. Exactly in the center it should come, and I make a arc on the top, and I make a arc on the bottom, same radius. Then I pick up and put it exactly on Y, exactly in the center Y. I cut the arc at the top and I cut the arc at the bottom. So when I do this, I get 2 points. Okay, so these 2 points, when I will join them together, this line, this point here 1 and this point here 2. So when I join these 2 points together, I get the line segment. So you can see this line divides this line segment exactly into two equal parts at 90 degree. So this is how you draw a perpendicular bisector. I hope you understood the steps of a perpendicular bisector. Okay, so any line segment from this point cut an arc at the top, at the bottom any radius. Only remember the radius should be more than half. The radius should be more than half. You get a line on the top, at the bottom, same on this side, and you get this. Now this is 43 degree. What are we going to do here? We are going to cut this angle into two equal parts. Okay, we have to draw an angular bisector. From here we have to draw a ray which divides this into two equal parts. So how will you do this? So the method is again, put the mark at the center and at any radius cut these two lines. Okay, so what I am doing, check carefully. I have cut this 2 points. Okay, once I have done this, what I do next, from this point with the same radius or different radius, I cut an arc here, and with the same from the point here, I cut this arc. So follow the steps carefully. Have you followed the steps correctly? From this point, I cut one arc, with the same radius, I cut this arc. Then from this point, same radius or different radius, I cut an arc here, and with the same radius, I cut a point from here. So I have got 2 points now. Let me join these 2 points and see what do I get. So one point I have is point Q. The other point is the point lying here. This is the point I get, where the two lines are meeting. So let me join these two lines. And this should give me the angular bisector. Now let us verify, let us check it out. How much did we get? So I put the tool again in the center here. This line on exactly on 0 degree, so I put the tool exactly in the center. This line at 0 degree, and I have got, this was 43, so you can see 20, 21, 21.5. So exactly at 20, if I put a 0 degree, you can see this is 20, 21 and half to 21.5. So if you do the half of 43, what do you get? What is the half of 43? 21.5 degree. So you can see what I did here. So remember, these two steps are very, very important. How to find the midpoint of a line segment. How do you find the midpoint of the line segment or the perpendicular bisector? What is a perpendicular bisector? A perpendicular bisector means a line which divides a line segment into two equal parts. Bisects means two equal parts at 90 degrees. So what I did again, from one point I draw an arc, same radius, another arc. From here same radius I draw an arc, I cut an arc, and when I draw them I get exactly 90 degree. Okay, and this line divides this line segment into two equal parts. How do I draw an angular bisector? Whichever angle I have got from this vertex here, I draw two arcs of the same radius. Then I can change, or I may not change the radius. From this point I draw an arc, at this point I draw an arc, and when you join, so this, let us say name it PX. So PX is the ray which divides angle PQR into two equal parts. So PQX is 21.5 degree and XQR is also 21.5 degree. Together it is 43 degree. So these are two very, very important things. Now the video is there for you. So you can pause the video and try a few constructions for your own. You can work out these constructions for your own now. Draw angle, any angle, measure the angle with the help of a protractor. Then by the steps I showed you, draw the angular bisector of an angle and perpendicular bisector of a straight line. Line segment. I hope you have understood how to draw the perpendicular sector of a line segment and angular bisector of a line. Now if you have been to your initially before the lockdown when you were in school, if you have observed your PT teacher drawing the football ground or the volleyball ground, then you must have seen he uses construction, okay? So what is the construction we are doing here? It is drawing a figure with a precise measurement, and that is why these tools are very important for precise measurement. Now what are we going to do is, once we have done two things, now we are going to draw angles. We are going to draw angles of different measure. So we are going to learn how to draw very accurate angles. Okay? So when you draw any accurate angle, you need a baseline. So first we draw a baseline to draw the angle. Okay? So suppose I am starting with this point. So this is the point O, and this is my baseline. So what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a dotted line on the other side. Okay, so see what I have done. This is my point O, is the baseline. So I will write OA. OA is my baseline. Now, see carefully, this is very important. We are going to learn how to make angles. So suppose I have got OA as the 0 degree baseline. I want to draw OB at 60 degree, or say 30 degree, or 45 degree. Now, I'm not going to change it again and again, but we'll just start from the very basic. The first basic thing you will learn to draw is a arc of 60 degree. Okay, the first angle we learn to draw is 60 degree. So how do we draw 60 degree? Exactly at the center, at any radius, draw an arc. Okay, at any radius, draw an arc. Now, with the same radius, do not change the radius, with the same radius, taking this point as the center, cut this arc. Have you followed what I did? I hope you have followed what I have done here. Okay, the first angle we learn to make is an angle of 60 degree. What do we do in angle of 60 degree? So what I basically did, this is the baseline. So whenever you want to draw any angle, draw a baseline. So I took OA as the baseline. Now taking OA as the center and some radius, I cut an arc. And with the same radius, I put the point this, and from this, I cut an arc. So I got this point. You can see this point which I got here. Now all I have to do is join these 2 points, and this should give me an angle of 60 degree. We are going to check it out whether I am getting 60 degree. Okay, so this is how I get my 60 degree, but let me check it out. Is the construction good enough? At the center I put this, I put this on 0 degree, and I am not getting exactly 60, I am getting slightly lesser than 60. So my construction is not proper, it should come exactly at 60, so we have to redraw it again. Yes, it is not exactly perfect. I put at 0 degree, I am getting something on 56. So we did not get the correct one. Let me have to do it again. Okay, this is not the correct figure. So let me try to do it again. Construction will take some time. You cannot do construction at very one go. It takes very accurate measurement. So we are going to try to do it again. Okay. Now I will tell you why I did this line on the opposite side. We will see why we have done the line on the opposite side. Now first check this out. If I place this exactly at the center, okay, say I got at the center, and let me draw an arc. Okay, you can see the radius is changing here. The radius should not change. Maybe that is the error. The radius should not be changing. So we have to be very careful with the construction work here. The radius should not be changing. So I start with the radius. I should try to continue with the same radius. I should get, okay. This looks more precise, right? Now, when I place this here and the same radius, then this should give me the 60 degree. Okay, when I place this as the 60 degree and I go further, I should get this as the 120 degree, and when I place this at the 120 degree and I go further, it is not giving me 180 degree. So there is slightly not correct. This construction is not correct. Maybe the tools are slightly different. On the whiteboard, it is not very easy to draw. But how should I get? When I started from here, you can do this OA and I draw an arc. When I begin from this point, the same radius, this should be cut at 60 degree. It should be 60 degree. When you take the center and the same radius you cut the arc, you should get this as 120 degree. Why? Because this was 60. Then from this 60, if you go further 60 more, so this you got 60. If you go 60 more, then 60 plus 60 should give you 120. If you go 60 more, then it should give you till here, it should give you 180 degree. This should how it should go, but I am not getting it perfectly. I want you to do it in your book. Draw a line OA and extend the line further. So you do steps of construction. Draw this line OA and extend this line further. Then with a certain radius, draw a semicircle, draw an arc. With the same radius, put the point here, draw the first arc, then put the point here, draw the second arc, and then put a point here, draw the third arc. The third arc should exactly meet at 180. If it does, you have got your 60 degree, your 120 degree and your 180 degree. So work it out. So first angle we learn to do is the 60 degree. It is the easiest to do, but I am not getting it correctly, so we'll have to work it out. Anyway, let me see. This time how much accurate we are. So put at 0 degree at 180. Yes, the line is a little bit near 60. This is a little bit at 120 and this is the 180 line. So have you understood the construction? I repeat once again. Take your time and do it. Draw a line OA, extend it backwards and call this OB. You can call whatever you want. Then once you have drawn this line from the center point, take this at the center, draw an arc, semicircle. Now putting your point here with the same radius, cut an arc here, draw this line. And putting the point in the same radius, cut an arc, put the point, draw the line. And from the same here, you have to do this and you should get it at 180. If you get it at 180 means your construction is proper. I will give it one more try. Okay, let me try it one more time. This time I have drawn a line here below so that I do not move away from the center. Okay, I have drawn this line below to indicate with the exact center because I do not want to lose track of the center. Maybe a construction was wrong because it is getting rubbed, but in your book it might not be such an issue. So now I'll start all over again the construction, looking at the line I placed here. Now what I need to draw a semicircle without a change in the radius. Okay, so I did it. I got this. Okay, so the point is as fixed as it is. Now let me draw this point just to mark the indication. Okay. So now with the same radius and the same center, yes, okay, the same radius and the same center, okay, I will draw the arc. Then here, trying to be little accurate, this was 60, I will do the 120 and trying to be a little more accurate this time brown. Okay, so this time I almost got it correctly. I hope you can see. This time I am much nearer. I have got this almost meeting here. Yes, at the 180 degree. So this time this readings look more accurate to me. The 60 degree and the 120 degree. So now let me check it out. 180, the center. It is not at 60, it is at 60. You have to draw the line. Okay. So now we can check it out and see. So remember, these tools are not very easy to use. You have to get used to using these tools. So we have almost nearer at 60 degree, 120 degree, 180 degree. So this is more accurate. So these tools are new to me. Yes, I worked with smaller tools, smaller compass and smaller set. These are bigger tools and the whiteboard. So I am getting used to these tools. So the accuracy isn't too much. Okay, the accuracy isn't much. Now, once we are done with 60 degrees, so you understood 60 is easiest to draw. How? From the baseline, draw an arc and the same radius cut a point, you get a 60 degree. So 60 is easy to draw. From 60, if you go further, you will get 120 degree and 180. Now, we will do the other angles. For the other angle, suppose I want say 30 degree. Now, what is 30 degree? We know 30 degree is the half of 60 degree. So how do I get the half of 60 degree? So what technique we learned before? Angular bisector. Means I have to bisect this angle. So if I call this point say B, a point B here, then I've got BOA. This angle BOA is 60 degree. This is 60 degree. So if I want 30, I will have to bisect BOA. So how do I bisect? From this point I already did an arc. So I got 2 points here. So now I bisect them both. So from this point, I draw an arc. For any radius, I draw an arc. Now without changing the radius, from this point, I bisect that arc. So when I do this, I get exactly somewhere in the middle. That somewhere in the middle, I have cut 60 degree into 2 parts. So because I cut 60 degree into 2 parts, this line should give me 30 degree. This line should give me 30 degree because I cut 60 into 2 parts. So in the same way, how do I get 90 degree? If I start from 0, how do I get 90? Now 90 I can get in 2 ways. If I go 0 to 180, then half of 0 and 180 is 90. Or even between 60 and 120 I can get 90. How? 60 plus 120 is 180. 180 divided by 2 will give me 90. Or I can go 0 to 180. It is my choice. But I will go 60 to 120. So at 60 degree, exactly at 60 degree, I draw an arc with the same radius. At 120, I draw the arc, and this arc between 60 and 120 should give me my 90. This arc between 60 and 120 should give my 90 degree. Okay, so you understood how to do 90 degree now? So you cannot do 90 degree directly. You can do 60 degree directly. You can do 120 degree directly, and the straight line will give you 180. So 180 you don't draw, it is only to verify. So 60 can be easily drawn. How? An arc, from this arc same radius you got 60. If you want to draw 120, extend this arc from 60, the same radius you get 120. But if you want to draw 30, then you have to cut 60 into 2 equal parts, you will get your 30. If you want to draw 90, then take the middle of 0 and 180, or take the middle of 60 and 120, you get your 90. So in the same way, I will not go further, but you can understand, if I divide 120 and 180 into 2 equal parts, say I draw this angle, I cut this angle into 2 equal parts, then it is not difficult to understand, I should get 150 degree. Because exactly between 120 and 180 degree comes 150 degree. So what we have got now? 60, 120, 180, we have got 30, we have got 90, we have got 150. Okay. Now say I want 45. How do I get 45? So now I want say 45 degree. So how will I get 45? Any guesses? So I will take 0 and 90. Exactly between 0 and 90 I will get 45, or exactly between 30 and 60 also I should get 45. So I will go for 30 and 60. Okay? Draw an arc. So what you will do? But make sure the radius does not change. This is moving. The radius should not change. So I draw an arc. From this point now, from the 60 point, I cut the arc. So between 60 and 30, I should be getting my 45. So I am doing everything in one diagram only, but I am just trying to show you. So between 60 and 35, I get my 45 degree. So if I go between 60 and 90 exactly in the center, if I cut this from here, if I draw an arc from here, if I draw an arc and cut this should give me 75 degree. If I cut this two into equal parts, this should give me 105 degree. Between 120 and 150, I should have 135 degree. Between 150 and 180, I should have 165 degree. These are not arcs, I am just showing for your consideration. Now you can even draw 15 degree. How can you draw 15 degree? Between 0 and 30, if you cut this into two equal parts, you should get a 15 degree. Now how to cut an angle into two equal parts? There is only one thing you need to do, is the angular bisector. And how do you find the angular bisector? You first draw an arc, then from this side point you draw an arc, from this point the same it is you draw an arc. Whichever point gets cut you draw, you will get your measure. Okay, now can I get 22 and a half? Okay, so the last thing I will try is going for 22 and a half. Where will I get 22 and a half? I know 22 and a half is exact half of 45. If 45 divided by 2 gives me 22 and a half. So I'll put the cursor here, center, and I will draw an arc at 45 degree exactly. I will draw this arc, and half of 45 is what? 22 and a half. So this should give me, half of 45 should give me 22 and a half. So let me check this if it works. So let us check it out. Center 180, 20, 30. It's not exactly, but it's around 24. I'm just getting used to this tool, so it is around 23.5, but it actually should be 22.5. So what have you understood in this video? We have tried to make angles of certain measures. Okay? Now the first exercise is based on this, and you have to justify your construction. Now what is the meaning of justify the construction? We'll do later on. This time you only need to practice how to draw these angles. So I'm going to repeat the steps one more time. First you draw a ray or any line segment, extend it back for the 180 degree. How will you draw 60? You will draw an arc which cuts. So you got nothing right now, only a line. So draw an arc first, and here where the point you get, in the same radius you cut an arc, so you will get your 60. If you bisect your 60, you will get your 30. Extending the 60 will give you 120. So I am not going to repeat this, but you are going to learn to work out how to draw certain angles without the help of protractor. With the help of a compass, you have to draw certain angles. So I am going to end the lecture here, but this lecture is with you. So go get your geometry box and see the video again and again and learn to make 60 degree, 120 degree, learn 30 degree, 90 degree, 45 degree. Take your time, keep on revising till you get your construction perfect. Okay? So this is something you need to work upon. So two very important things: how to draw the perpendicular bisector of a line segment, and how to draw the angular bisector of an angle. This is for the revision purpose. Do it well and keep on practicing till you get it nicely. So I'm going to end here. Thank you.